Alright, today we're doing cheese souffle. It is not as hard as it looks. I know there's an accent on the E, but don't let that scare you. This is not a hard recipe. It starts with our basic bechamel sauce. We've made that before. That's on the site. Alright, so you're going to make a batch of bechamel. That's only half a batch. That's a 2-cup batch there. And to my hot bechamel, I turned off the heat, I'm going to add 4 ounces by weight of grated Gruyere cheese, which is a really, really beautiful Swiss cheese. You can use a cheddar, any cheese like that will work. Monterey Jack if you want something a little mild. That's a 1/4 cup of Parmesan and I think a 1/4 teaspoon of dry mustard. Now again, if you're writing this down, I don't know why, go to foodwishes.com and all the ingredients and extra instructions are there. So into this hot bechamel, you're going to stir in your cheese, and about 5 minutes later, you're going to have a cheesy bechamel. And there's some culinary term for that. I think it's called a Mornay sauce. I call it cheesy bechamel. Preheat your oven to 400 degrees. All right, we're going to use a nice hot oven. Now I'm going to make individual cheese souffles. So I'm going to butter a ramekin. Just some soft butter. Make sure it's all covered. Now some people use breadcrumb for this. I'm going to use some finely grated extra Parmesan. And I'm just going to kind of tap it around the inside. So the inside is basically coated with butter and Parmesan. And that's going to taste good. All right. So do that to all your ramekins. I'm going to make 6 souffles with this size batch. Now here we go. Very simple. I keep saying that, but it is. Souffles are not hard. So take 1 cup of that cheesy bechamel mixture. I'm going to use the other bechamel for another recipe this week. You're going to separate 4 eggs. Make sure there's no yolk in the egg white. All right. There can be a little white in the egg yolk, but no egg yolk in the egg white. I want you to stir into your 1 cup of bechamel cheese sauce your 4 egg yolks. Now that sauce again was just slightly warm. It was not still hot. Cold won't work, hot won't work. Just warm or room temperature is fine. You're going to whisk up your egg whites till they just become a beautiful meringue. Okay. Now I'm using a copper bowl because well, I'm not going to explain it because I really don't understand it. But if you use copper, you get just a little more volume. A regular bowl works, but make sure you whip it up. You don't want it too stiff. You want it to what we call just kind of a stiff peak where the meringue will kind of hold on the end of the whisk. But if you over whip it, it'll actually start to separate and get chunky, and that doesn't make for a good souffle. So you see how it looks there? Just do it like I did it. All right, take 1/3 of your egg white mixture, which is just a foam. See, I do use foam sometimes. That's an inside joke with a couple of my viewers. You're going to take 1/3 of your egg white foam and you're going to stir it into your cheesy bechamel. Remember, it's not hot, it's not cold. It's basically just room temperature, slightly warm. Now what that first third does, it basically just lightens it for the rest of the egg whites. So then you're going to take the rest of the egg whites and you're going to use the age-old folding method. All right. Now folding just means you kind of take the spatula, you go into the center, and you just turn and pull the batter up over the top, and you just kind of do like what I'm doing there. Why am I explaining it? You're watching it. All right. So fold in the egg whites, and don't be so scared. Stop being scared. Just mix them in. I'm not telling you to overmix them, but people get so like, oh my God, did I overfold it? No, you didn't. Well, maybe you did, but you probably won't. Just fold it in until the egg white kind of disappears. You might just see little tiny streaks of egg white. That's okay, but you don't want to be so paranoid that you just are a nervous wreck. Okay, so now you have this beautiful, light, airy, cheesy mixture. You're going to spoon it carefully into your ramekins. Now don't go all the way to the top. Leave about a 1/2 inch from the top. Again, this made 6. In fact, I kind of cheated. I could have made a 7th if I'd stretched it, but this looked better on the pan. I'm going to take a little bit of Parmesan and just dust the tops, just because it'll look cool when it bakes. 12-15 minutes. That's just a guide. Your ramekins might be bigger or smaller. It's okay to peek. But when you're done, oh my God, puffy. Look at those. Now they're not going to stay like that for long. Okay, if you want to impress your guests and get the oohs and the ahs, you got to literally run out to the dining room right now, take your tongs and throw one of these on everyone's plate. But it's okay. See, that's just in its fully erect form. Insert your own joke here. But 5 minutes later, they're still going to be hot, delicious. They're just going to be kind of deflated a little bit. but don't you be deflated, because they're going to be so delicious. It's just an amazing culinary experience. I need you to try. You can do it. All right. Again, if you want to run to the table and serve it when it's fully puffed, go ahead. All right, but it really doesn't matter, because as long as you serve them hot, they're still going to be light and airy and delicious. And if you do actually serve them, run out and serve them fully puffed, then the guests just watch them fall. So not a big deal either way. What is a big deal is that you take a simple cheesy bechamel, add some egg yolks, some whipped up egg white, and you have cheese souffle. Not hard, in fact, very easy. All right, please note I only used 1 cup of the bechamel. I know I made a 2-cup batch there at the beginning with the cheese, but I'm going to use that for some croque monsieurs this week. So anyway, give this a try and enjoy.